Here's Tucker's breakdown of Chabad Lubavitch.
Is a symbol of the temple, the third temple. So it just couldn't be clearer. Why are we doing this? To rebuild the third temple. Now, if you think we're just cherry picking this off the internet, one guy wearing an unauthorized temple patch, paid for, by the way, a uniform paid by us, armaments paid for by us, the U.S. taxpayer pays for all this stuff one way or another. The U.S. taxpayer pays for the military of Israel. Boy, does it. If you think we're being unfair and just like found one guy, well, here's a bunch of guys. It took us about 2 minutes on the internet to find this today. Here is a selection of IDF soldiers. Let's put it on the screen. There you go. And all of them have the same patch. Look familiar. Look carefully at that. What is that? That's the temple.
They have the temple on IDF badges next to the Star of David. Also, many of these IDF soldiers, you also know that they have the Greater Israel map that extends from the Euphrates to the Nile. They're showing it in broad daylight, plainly what the plan is. The third temple, Greater Israel, that's what this war is about.
That is the third temple. Is a symbol.
And this is how they bring Dajjal. Right here it says Kafir. This is the same tattoo. The same tattoo, the one-eyed demon. The false Messiah, the Jewish Messiah. This is the tattoo that Pete Hegseth, Secretary of War, has on his right bicep, allegedly. Yep. Some of the stuff Hegseth has been saying has been crazy. Have you seen his recent speeches? Well, here's the State Department tweeting from yesterday. Let's see more propaganda.
Don't play games with this president's in office because it's not going to turn out well.
American dominance in the Western Hemisphere will never be questioned again.
Nicolas Maduro had multiple opportunities to avoid this.
He effed around and he found out.
The Monroe Doctrine is a big deal, but we've superseded it by a lot. They now call it the Donroe Doctrine.
We now call the Monroe Doctrine the Donroe Doctrine. We call it the Trump Doctrine. Donroe. Did you notice in the Nick interview that he wasn't as supportive of Venezuela regime change as he was before? I didn't want to push on that, but I was very against it, and we had a disagreement on that. He was very supportive. He thought it was part of controlling the Western Hemisphere, that it was part of Monroe Doctrine. But I don't think he was as ecstatic as he originally was. You know, I didn't see a lot of people. Dave Smith was also against it, but yeah, I was saying from day one that Venezuela regime change was a horrible, horrible idea. No, he's not flip-flopping, but I think in hindsight, you can see what it was really about. And I said that the reason that they wanted to go into Venezuela was to supplement the oil loss that they'd lose from the Strait of Hormuz closing, which Iran closed. So I think I've been vindicated on that. I faced a lot of backlash. Ooh, Matt Walsh is on my dick. A lot of people were on my dick about it. Dave Smith segment soon. I want to get Dave Smith on. He didn't respond to my last text. I don't want to keep spamming him.
Don't play games with this president's in office.
Don't play games with him. My dad's going to beat up your dad. So, Tucker Carlson saying, hey, maybe I think these fanatical Jews are trying to build the third temple for their world leader to come. Tucker's an anti-Semite. Here's Netanyahu, who used Bibi in 1990 with a Chabad Lubavitch rabbi. I've seen the video before, but I did not know he was part of Chabad Lubavitch. What hasn't changed, however, is that Mashiach still hasn't come. Antichrist, Dajjal, that's what this word means. What hasn't changed, however, is that the Antichrist still hasn't come.
משיח ליבו. אז הייתה מה שהוא ומה ידיעתו.
עושים.
הכנראה שהיא מספיק, כאילו שהיום כבר כמה שוד בגלל עדיין ליבו.
Many hours have passed and he's still not here. The rabbi's begging Netanyahu, get it done, get the job done. We want Mashiach now. We want Mashiach now.
אבל יש עוד כמה שעות, אבל יש להשתדל גם היום, בבשורות טובות. זה שמחה וטוב לבוא. כדי שחסידים מקפידים שכל מנהיגים את השמחה. בשורות טובות, הצלחה רבה.
So I know that there's a lot of Torah Jews that go to the Free Palestine protests, but from my understanding, they just disagree with people like Chabad Lubavitch about when Mashiach should come. That's why if you ask them that show up like, okay, why are you against Israel? So the major disagreement is like that they don't think that greater Israel needs to happen. They think that it's supposed to happen naturally. So the Torah Jews at Palestine protests, it's really just like, it's not supposed to happen now, it's supposed to happen in 2,000 years. We're not supposed to force it with Israel. Naturally, it's going to come. That's really the major disagreement. They still believe in Mashiach. They still believe in their own Messiah. The disagreement is just when.